What is going on, everybody? Today we are revisiting one of the most classic NHL games of all time. NHL 94 is definitely one of the most beloved and probably really one of the most well known hockey games out there. I still can't believe it to this day, like how many people know NHL 94, talk about NHL 94. It's crazy to think that this game came out 31 years ago. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think I really ever played it before. Yeah, I never played it before loading it up for this video. I did play, I think one of the, it might have been NHL 14, so it would have been the 20-year anniversary where they did like an arcade, like they like revamped it, and you could play some sort of game mode for 94. Yeah, so I don't, it doesn't really have like that special place in my heart that, the later like 2000, like the games in the 2000s do, because I grew up on, '06 and on. That was my kind of generation of NHL hockey, but I respect this generation of NHL, and I wanted to come revisit it, check it out. We're actually gonna load up. So I'm on an emulator right now, and oh, hold on. Yeah, these emulators can be a little tricky when you're trying to. Okay, there we go. All right. So I've played a couple of games, but that was honestly probably like a week ago. And now I'm back. I want to try to win the cup in this game, see what the Stanley Cup celebration was like. I know the buttons are kind of similar to the other one, so I've done 93 and 90. It would have been 91 technically, but I've done those games, and the buttons are pretty similar, and the gameplay is pretty similar. And that's kind of like, that's one thing I wanted to talk about with 94. Honestly, like, I don't know why 94 gets this like huge, like, why people like it's fun. It's definitely fun, but I don't see it as being that different from the other NHL games, like, or the ones that came before it, like 90 93 and NHL hockey 91. Like, you could definitely notice like there's some changes. It's definitely like it gets better over the years, but I always thought that 94 was going to be something that was like really groundbreaking or something. And I don't know, like, this one, it's fun, don't get me wrong, it's definitely fun. I enjoyed it when I was playing it last week, and hopefully I win a cup now. Hopefully I don't get lit up here. Oh boy, oh boy, good save, Richter. I think that's Richter. Oh my god. But yeah, these games, like, I enjoy them, but they're just, it's so hard to adjust and like get used to the shooting and the just, I don't know. It's, these were tough, man. And I said it. I think I said it in a 93 video I did, where I tried to win the cup there. And like, it's so freaking hard to score in these games. And the blue ice, like, admiring the blue ice and the retro look can only take you so far. But I don't know. I mean, I know this game holds like a special place in people's hearts, and they really liked it, and I respect your opinion. I respect it. I totally understand why you hold it in that regard, but I don't know. It's the series definitely gets better later on. And don't get me wrong, I am very much a nostalgic. I love old games. I think old games are some of the most, like, some of the best experiences you can have gaming, no matter what you're playing. I never played a Sega Genesis before. This is a Sega Genesis emulator, so getting to come back and try this stuff has been pretty cool. I think it would have been even more cool if I actually got to play on a Genesis. I'm sure that was a different kind of experience, getting to. Oh, we got Van Beesbrook in that. I thought that would be Richter. Huh. But yeah, I'm sure that actually playing on the Genesis would have been way different than this. But nonetheless, it's still fun. I see this game's place in history, but again, I do wonder why. Sorry, I just need to save this game state really quick. All right, cool. Just want to make sure that's saved. because I will be. The one nice thing about these emulators is you can just go back to your save state. So if I give up a goal here to Chicago, I can totally just pretend like it never happened. And listen, it is 2025, and I'm totally comfortable with my mediocrity at NHL 94. I'm not insecure about my playing ability on this game. I am definitely not as good at NHL 94 as I am at the newer NHLs. I fucking suck at this shit. But I just don't understand why, like, 91 and NHL PA 93 don't get the same kind of... Sorry, I had the mouse on the screen there. I keep forgetting to take that off. But I don't get why those games don't have the same reputation that this one does. And unless I'm missing something, like, I really don't see anything too groundbreaking in 94 that warrants, like, its really special place in history. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do research. I'm gonna have to see what people were saying about it, because, like, this game, some, like, people say this is, like, the best one of all time. So I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch for me. I guess if this was your introduction to NHL and you'd never play, and if you grew up on the Genesis and you got to be exposed to a game like this, I'm sure it was way cooler back then. And I guess what I've learned is that I'm a nostalgic, but, like, to an extent. I'm a nostalgic, but I like to see games that I enjoy games that still play really good to this day. So, like, the NHLs that I really like NHL 06 and honestly anything from the late 2000s NHL and even early 2010s, like, all of those NHLs, I still feel like they play very well to this day, even, being some of them almost 20 years old at this point. I mean, NHL 04, I did a little video on that, and same thing. Like, that game is just as fun as it was back then, in my humble opinion. It's still really freaking good. And my problem with the Genesis games is that they just, I don't know, they don't feel as playable. And again, I'm not stupid, I'm not naive. I know that this game came out in 1994. Well, actually 93 technically. But it compare it to, like, games like Mario on, would have been the Super Nintendo, right? Don't kill me in the comments if I'm wrong about that. Oh no, did I? Uh-oh. I think I accidentally just messed up. Whoops. God dang it. All right, well, we're playing an extra period here, guys. Okay, I didn't completely mess it up. I meant to save at the end of that period, but it's all right. It's okay. But yeah, I don't know. I like to be fair about my assessment of video games, and, I'm not completely blinded by nostalgia. I know that I'm probably hurting some people that grew up on this generation of games, that really love this generation of games, but, like, they're fun. They're fun. They're goofy. The hitting is goofy. I love the fact that your guys just go, ooh, like, every time they hit somebody. I think that's hilarious. And, it serves its place in history. This was probably, very, very, big at the time. Oh, let's freaking go. Beautiful goal by Messier there. Cup. Might be getting a cup here, guys. Might be getting a cup. But, yeah, for it to have that place in history, I don't know. I'll never understand it, but it is what it is. I don't want to rag on it too much, but it's been, I'll say this too. It's been very fun revisiting these games. I've enjoyed it. Like, it's been a bit of a history lesson for me, because I never played anything pre 04? Yeah, anything pre NHL 04 I've never played. So this is all new for me. And I've been a long time EA NHL fan, but I've just never had the chance to come back and try these games out. So this is all, first time playing through it, seeing what it's like. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You got to give EA some credit in the technology too, how far things have come. To think that the series started like this and to see kind of where things have gone, it's pretty crazy. It's definitely pretty crazy, and I'm grateful that I got to grow up on a generation where I think things were at their peak. I do think the mid 2000s for the NHL series was probably one of the best periods of time that you could grow up on the game. Like I think the games were fantastic. From the PS2 to GameCube, just that generation of gaming. I'm glad that I got to experience that as a kid, and yeah, I feel like sometimes I take it for granted. Sometimes I feel like I take it for granted because I talk so much crap. And listen, I'll say this too. Hold on, let me save the state this time and not be a dummy. Okay, there we go. All right, hopefully we can win a cup here. We can see what that was like. But I don't know when when the games actually start to change a little bit. And what I mean by that is like when they go from being like this to like the player models that we see now. I don't think it's 95. I don't even know if it's 96. It might be the late 90s. So they might have done this for a couple of years. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I didn't start playing NHL till much later, so this is all brand new to me, like I was saying. But it's crazy to think that like you had like this. I mean, almost. I mean, what 7-8 years of games like this, and then they make a big leap. I don't know when that first big leap is in terms of how the game feels, because obviously there's a huge change that happens at some point, and you start getting player models that look more like what we see today. I don't know when that was. I want to say it was like 98 or 99, but I'm not 100% on that. But I guess we'll find out, because the goal, I want to revisit all these NHLs. I'm trying to win a Stanley Cup in every single one of the NHLs to kind of see like what it looked like, and then on top of that, just kind of get a feel for the gameplay. So it's kind of a little like a best of both worlds, if you will. But yeah, I mean, in one sense, I guess I could see myself if I was 27 years old, which I am now, back in NHL, 94 days, back in 1994, and I'm a Ranger fan, so if I'm watching the Rangers going on a cup run, I mean, yeah, I'm probably playing this, you know, on days that the Rangers are playing playoff games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely would have been grinding this shit. I would have been pumped. So, I mean, I'm sure the kids that grew up back then, you guys fucking love this shit. I'm sure that you were all over it and you were living your best lives playing this back then. But I don't take I don't take the new NHLs for granted anymore, because I do think we've come a long way. There's the Stanley Cup. We can't even see it. Okay, there we go. All right, so it didn't really change much. It didn't. It looks a little shinier. I'll give it that. It looks a little bit better. That's another cup. Let's freaking go. I don't even know who's skating around. Van Beesbrook would start a game. Okay, Messier with another goal. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they added. I mean, I'll go check to see if they added anything else to this one. But I think it was basically the same. Like, it was just regular season playoff. They had a shootout. Yeah. Yeah, that's NHL 94, guys. So we won another cup. It was nice to play it. I wanted to give my fair assessment of the game because, again, I am a nostalgic. I see the value in the nostalgia for this game. I will not hate on that, okay? I understand. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the nostalgia. But in terms of, like, a game that I think still is great today, I don't put NHL 94 in that category. Again, for its time, what it did, where it kind of sent the franchise and all that good stuff, absolutely. It has its place in history, and I see why people loved it, and I'm sure, again, I don't see the huge difference between 93 and NHL Hockey 91. I don't know, but maybe I'm bugging. I feel like they were pretty similar. So I think any of the games from at least the early 90s, are basically all in the same boat. They all feel kind of similar and look kind of similar. and they're just, they're fun. They're fun, goofy. Hockey was different back then. It was definitely different. Its presentation was different, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think it's been 31 years since this game came out. It's hard to believe, but I'm grateful to have played it. It was nice winning the Stanley Cup. I hope you guys enjoyed watching a little NHL 94 gameplay, cup celebration, and some commentary. I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. How do you kind of rank NHL 94? Where do you have it on your NHL Mount Rushmore, if you will? Did you love this game? Did you grow up on it? Have you ever played it? If you've never played it, I will say this. Do what I did. Go check it out. Give it a chance. You gotta pay respect to the legends, right? This is an OG. This is an NHL OG. You gotta pay respect, okay? Whether you love it or you don't, you have to go at least give it a shot before you can give an opinion on it. That's how I felt, at least. I gave it a shot, and I'm gonna give all the NHLs a shot. I'm gonna go get those cups in every single one of these games. But anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one.